Ugh. Nigga, that's a fit tat. Damn. Nigga, that's a fit tat.
Victor, sorry, Mitch noted how you guys started off so well East-wise, but then it tapered off. What prevented you guys from keeping that pace up and just not sustaining that strong start? I don't know. The explanation doesn't sound more complicated than this. You'll have to watch the film again. De'Aaron and Dylan, that game efforts, how difficult was it seeing them obviously not being 100%? Yeah, it pains me to see them in pain. I'm sure that they're gonna be healthy soon and come back, but they should take care of their health. It's of course it's I mean, as always, like within game one, we're gonna have them back.
A lot of defensive attention your whole career all year, but has it felt the last couple of games like it's harder to get space, like they're crowding you a little more, making it difficult on you?
Like, I have trouble making a team is better right now. If there's this question, the shouldn't be on terrible. You need to be more a team player.
I think there were a couple of times tonight where Kemps was fouled on a fast break and seemed like there was some frustration between him and Devin, maybe all of you guys. You've obviously been in that situation when they're clawing at you and facing that physicality. What's that balance like? Being frustrated, but needing to kind of keep your composure.
Oh, no, there's no place for frustration. It's annoying, of course, but we gotta use that, as energy.
Their whole defense seems to be geared towards getting between the guards getting you the ball and you getting to the ball. You've always been able to like reach over people or dance around people or whatever. You always had some physical advantage. What do you think they're doing to limit that, and what do you think you need to find within you to get over what they've been doing?
I mean, they're being physical. The difference maybe with this team is their experience. They may be being more smart about it. We just gotta find the answers. We're gonna watch film. We're gonna figure it out.
Related to that, Vic, the first time that you guys are facing a deficit in these playoffs, curious to see if you're gunning for Sunday and a response here in Game 4.
Of course. I mean, it's my first playoffs. It's the first playoffs for many of us. Of course, there was gonna be hard trials. Is to be expected. But now we're gonna see what we're made of.
Victor, a moment ago you said that you to your left. A moment ago you said that you felt you needed to be a better teammate. What do you mean by that exactly, and how can you be that?
Facilitate better, rebound the ball better, get more, like push the defense a little bit to more to fall further and see how much they're willing to offer my teammates and feed them.
Throughout the season, your bench has been a huge
boost for you guys, and now you're in a series where their bench has a big disparity. Is there anything you guys can do to address that?
I feel like each and every one of us got to be better. It's yeah, I think it's just that as a team, as an organization, there's a lot of new experiences. We're just gonna have to find the answers.
Victor, you spend your off season challenging yourself the way you train, and it seems like you're always doing everything you can to find harder challenges. So now that you're at this point of your career where you're facing probably the biggest challenge you face in the NBA, how do you feel right now?
Feel good. My shape, I'm in good shape. You know, I don't have no learning in my body, so it's good. You know, sustain the shape.
Victor, il y avait une petite grosse ambiance en début de match, notamment sur le gros run sur les premières minutes. Est-ce que tu peux nous parler ce que toi tu as ressenti sur ce début de match sur le terrain avec cette salle qui était vraiment chauffée à blanc?
Ouais, c'était super. Chaque fois qu'on ça fait un moment qu'on n'est pas revenu, chaque fois qu'on vient à la maison, l'énergie c'est incroyable. Et on n'a pas surréagi, mais sur le moment, on se disait qu'on s'est mis dans les bonnes conditions pour commencer le match. Et il me semble que c'est la première fois qu'on perd un match après avoir commencé aussi bien.
Victor, est-ce que tu peux, on a l'impression que tu te libères un peu plus offensivement à la fin des matchs depuis le début de la série. Est-ce que tu peux parler de ça? Est-ce que c'est le travail du dur que tu fais face à tes défenseurs pour les user, que tu trouves plus de liberté? Et on t'a vu avec Greg Popovich ce matin. Est-ce que tu veux partager un peu
Et en fait, mieux reconnaître quand est-ce qu'il faut. Thank you.
What's the difficulty playing off a flag straw?
Considering this, Bank of America invites kids 6 to 18 to golf with us.
Over way on your right, the play when Steph got fouled the second time you stepped in there. What were you thinking that moment?
Just have my teammates back. That's my brother. And, the first play, it's a basketball play. You try to make a play, but 2 times in a row he's about to go up for a dunk, and it just looked like he punched him. Somebody is that could be a dangerous play. So I just want to have my teammates back.
That happening 3 games in a row, that sort of stuff, has that kind of pushed you guys to this point?
Yeah, it's the playoffs. It's a lot of stuff that physicality, grabbing, holding, all that just builds up. So it's a lot of, I guess, a little bit of animosity building up, and I'm cool with that.
Devin, the bench disparity was evident tonight. How do you keep the bench? You help the Spurs bench to score again, to get more comfortable, and to have the same level than the regular season.
Just watch film, be better, find times to attack, get out of transition more. I think that limited our transition a lot. There's a lot of our second onset of people that come off the bench. They drive a transition and don't have off certain things. So us getting them transition and playing faster, I think it'll be a huge advantage for us.
Dev, overall, how did you feel about the process on both ends tonight in terms of the shots that you guys got for yourselves and the shots that you forced them into? Obviously, you threw a lot of bodies at Shea, and it was sort of there are other guys that really stepped up for them.
I think we just got to be better on both ends of the floor. Getting to our spots, being physical with our catches, getting downhill. If we see a crowd, get off the ball, be ready to make them shots offensively and defensively. I think we just need to be a lot more physical, a lot more just locked into the game plan. We have a great game plan. I think that we missed a lot of things and didn't execute a lot of ways. Gave us some offensive rebounds, gave us some open looks to people who we shouldn't have. And that's a lot of controllables. I think that a big part of this game is that there's a lot of controllables. And we can be a lot better, and we will be a lot better, and we have no choice.
You guys have talked a lot this season about De'Aaron and just the toughness and the trying to play through things.
Yeah.
What was your mindset watching him kind of re-aggravate that ankle, trying to play through that again tonight?
This is a warrior. He's been dealing with this ankle for let's say a little bit now, and for him to go out there and play and you can see he's not 100%. Just shows he's a warrior. He wants to win. He wants to compete, and that's all he wants to do. So, credit to him. I think he played a great game with how limited you can see that he was, and he didn't complain at all. You see with that play happening with Dort fell on his ankle. I was concerned, but he came right back out like a trooper and is ready to go. So I know he'll be ready to go. I think we just got to be better. I think we need to be a lot more physical. I think we need to have more of a. We just got to be tougher mentally. I think we had a lot of times just today where we just weren't tough enough mentally, and we came out with a run in the beginning of the game, and it just kind of felt like after that we were just on our back foot instead of implying our will.
Can you talk about that moment for a minute? You guys did really come out with a lot of pace offensively, intensity on defense.
Right.
What happened like from the second quarter on or so?
Just didn't play with that same intensity, that same. I gotta go back and watch film. I don't want to sit here and say stuff that I can't really remember, but I know the defensive possessions of like Steph getting a block and us just getting steals and limiting to one possession and getting rebounds. I think those were a lot of things. And then that leads to us playing in transition, playing fast. And we're the best team when it comes to getting up playing or just playing fast. So if we can get more stops and focus on that, we'll be all right.
Devin, before the postseason, you said that you feel like your game was built for big moments, and you've been a big constant for this team throughout all three rooms. What's been working for you, and how does it feel to kind of, like you said, like for your teammates to be able to rely on you on offense?
It's my sixth season in the playoffs, so I'm ready to play in these playoffs. I'm ready for these big moments. And honestly, I'm grateful to be in this position, but I'm satisfied at all with how I played. Even though you say it's a good game, we still lost this game, and it was a big game. So go back, watch film, get better, and be ready for this next game.
Dev, I think you played like 51 minutes in that first game, and a lot of the starters were kind of up there. Is there still carryover from that game fatigue-wise? How's your body feeling? How do you think the guys are feeling?
I feel great. The guys are great. There's no excuse. We got to be ready to go on Sunday.
Mitch, game efforts by De'Aaron and Dylan, but how much were they hampered by those injuries? And De'Aaron now, how's he?
I haven't asked how they're doing. I'm sure they're beat up. They're giving us everything they got. So it's commendable, just the fight that they have. And it's that time of the year where guys are playing with more than bumps and bruises. So just tip the cap and ask as much as they can give.
No, Dylan's injury, of course, played into this, but the bench disparity, what's holding the bench back, particularly Kelvin?
I don't think one thing here or there. I think we were really sharp to start the game. And, obviously didn't sustain it. And that wasn't sustainable how we started. But I thought we played very fast. And I think that's something that tapered off as the game went along. And we have to find a way to do that. Part of that's on me to help the whole group, not just the bench, but to continue to play fast and get out and get some easy opportunities. And then obviously, thought we could have done a much better job of crashing the glass tonight, making more concerted effort. There's a lot of misses to go get, and we didn't get enough of them.
Coach Victor said last game that what you guys are getting from Shea or seeing from him isn't much different than just what he's capable of doing. I think he had a huge disparity in free throws between first and second half. Is it just him finding a rhythm? Was it something that changed on the defensive side for you guys?
You're asking about Shea's free throws?
Yeah.
I think probably half of them from undisciplined, first off the floor. He got us out of position, he took advantage of it. So I'll have to go back and look. I can't remember all how he got all 12 free throws, but I know a few of them were good defense, it felt like, up until that point. And it's tough because he gets to spots and he makes tough shots, but you got to keep fighting that urge to try to do more and stay with it. And, you look at it, he's 6 for 17, which means whether he missed some shots, we make them tough, or a little combination of both. But those 12 free throws helped out a lot. And I can remember at least a few in my head right now that were undisciplined in the rim.
No, I didn't. But they know he treated him now like a warrior. I just get the username of the Puerto Rican spot. I didn't know he could score.
The shooting under 32% from three. Be some good looks in there though. How much of that do you think is just ebbs and flows, and sometimes the shots just don't fall, and sometimes, or how much of that is what they were doing defensively as well?
Yeah, well, they did some great things defensively. We got some good looks and didn't make them. Thought there were times tonight we were chasing the game a little bit. We weren't working the game and trying to settle in, especially when there was a lot of time left, even in the third quarter, and the end of the second quarter. And I thought we didn't just work the game enough in terms of just staying with it and trying to continue to get stops and then get good looks offensively, good possessions. Thought we got in a hurry a couple times and rushed ourselves, and that's what I meant by we didn't play fast enough, but then at the same time we were rushed, and so I got to make sure I help them more Sunday to try to get to a good place with that.
Mitch, what do you think the Thunder defense to kind of disconnect the guard play from getting the ball into Victor in the post consistently?
Well, they have multiple bodies in the paint all the time, so even if you put Victor or try to drive the ball or with an advantage, you're going to see multiple bodies, so you got to be able to make the early pass, and sometimes you got to be okay with the second drive or the third drive or the second change of the sides to continue to work the possession and get a shot, because they do a really good job. And then as you get that shot, you got to step up and take it, because you're probably not going to get another good one. So it's a delicate balance that we got a little indecisive in between tonight on both ends.
Coach, Victor played 39 minutes today. I think he almost didn't come out of the floor in the second half. Can you talk about the challenge of the minutes without him, and what's difficult maybe for the team? I think he's +4, so minus 20 without him on the floor.
Yeah, they obviously, we're better with him on the floor, and we gotta be better when he's not on the floor. I think that was a lot of everything that I've said up to this point. I think in terms of him playing those minutes, the game was really slow. A lot of fouls. So not all minutes are created equal, in my opinion, in terms of the game flowing out. They're going. Now, 39 minutes isn't easy, don't get me wrong, but I thought the second half took a different personality, so allowed him to play through maybe some extra stints that he typically didn't play if the game was faster.
Coach, what are you seeing down the stretch? You guys bring it within 10 points and just can't quite close that gap further.
They're really good. So they got us with some fouls. We tried to make some runs. We missed some shots. And again, I thought before we got to the end of the game, we were chasing that a little bit. I guess is what I was trying to allude to earlier in terms of, there's no 10-point shot. And there was times, in the third quarter where we just got a little bit ahead of ourselves, whether we were rushing or trying to not be as sharp with our execution. And it felt like, you get there late, we do a great job. We got great guys with high character, and it was very competitive. And so they're going to fight till the end. But there's a lot that goes into that before the end, and that's a tough team to play out of a hole against. They know how to close games. They've been doing it for a while now.
There was a moment there in back-to-back drives by Steph on fast breaks where he got fouled pretty hard. And I think the second one was when he seemed to kind of have enough of that contact, and Devin, started some contact with AJ. How do you kind of respond to that from a coaching perspective to balance obviously being frustrated with that contact, but keeping your cool? And
just that. I have no problem with the competitiveness. It's the playoffs. It's physical. It's chippy. It's all the things that all y'all in the world's talked about. So I think that's very clear, and I think there's a level of poise, composure, and execution you have to play with through that, along with physicality. And that's what this is. That's the playoffs, and that's the conference finals. So we got to find a way to do it better.
Today, and then it got thwarted by OKC. Maria Taylor, alongside a couple of Hall of Famers, Carmelo Anthony and Vince Carter, here with you. And I say that because that first quarter, it was lights out. It was a 15-0 run. Listen, the Spurs were having their way. OKC, they showed some veteran leadership. They showed they have a lot of depth, and they walked the Spurs right back down, and that made the difference in this game.
And when you talk about taking the test,
and trying to figure out what that test is. It took a first quarter for Shea actually to figure out what was that test tonight coming into game 3. And he passed it. It seemed like Shea is starting to become very, very comfortable against San Antonio defense. And they do not get rattled.
Speaking of Shea, hey, my favorite thing is that they support you coming back out into the court to join us here today.
They're still here.
They're still here.
They OKC fans.
See, there they go. Okay, so I don't know if you can really hear me, but let's start with the 15. Then you guys like walked your way back into this game. Walk me through what you guys learned around the beginning of the game that allowed you to have success. Rest of it. You know, honestly, it's just learning something. It's like offensive zone. Like, what's gonna happen in the 7 seconds? Like, you just got to compete, try to find your way back in. That's what we single focused on, and we were able to give ourselves a chance. But yeah, Caruso, Jimmy came in and splash right away. And we see back, they were special in that.
Talk about your bench.
We were able to give ourselves a chance. But yeah, Caruso, Jimmy came in and made a splash right away. And we see back, they were special in that.
Talk about your bench. You know, when you go out, when Jet goes out, your bench steps up time after time, and you can see the trust. The Lakers series, they double. You're willing to get off the ball immediately, understanding that they'll make the game easier for you in the second half. Please talk about your bench.
Yeah, they do a great job of just being ready. Like Isaiah Joe barely played in a couple games. He comes in, makes a big shot, gets some big stops. Then a lot of plays, obviously Jerry McCain, Jalen Williams, Alex Caruso. But we just have in our locker room, this next man up, no excuses. We live and die with that. Guys just walk that walk every day. That's what's no surprise to us when they come out here and play big.
What is the difference between last year postseason shape and this year postseason shape? What is the shift in the mindset?
I'm coming to understand that, like, this time of year, this late in the season, like, can't force nothing. Like, teams are going to do a really good job. The personnel's really good on both ends of the floor of making you do what they want you to do. And when they do that, there is an answer to it, but you just can't force it. You got to take what they give you, and trust the process. And I think I've done a good job of that. The head of the stakes on our team have done a good job of that all year, and that's why last series we saw a lot of double teams that played well through it, and then this series we've seen it a little bit. We're playing well because of that.
We, the world, the people, know, think, and see how this team is good. Explain to the world why the Oklahoma City Thunder are so good, particularly when you're missing a guy like J-Dub. Why?
We have really good basketball players. First and foremost, like, guys work their tail off, and they're really good in the game. And then in our locker room, like, we always say this, like, everybody's live. Like, if there's something that you think you're good at on the basketball court, go out there and do it, and don't worry about nothing else. Like, we try to give everyone confidence from the day they walk into the building. Like, Jerry McCain's first game, I was like, well, don't worry about nothing else besides you playing your game. That's why that really matters, because on the biggest stages, we get guys confident and ready to make next basketball game.
You know, my favorite thing is that you can tell him to calm down 1 minute, then he can show up and show out in the next minute. That's what you needed from him in game 3. I don't know if you saw the graphic, but 76 bench points. More than impressive. But we haven't talked to you since you won the MVP for the second time straight. That's it. Give you a little congratulations, or a little pat on the back for that. Listen, okay? But just talk to us about what it means, and then you're getting that award. And we talked about it even in game 1. That was a lot that you had to go through emotionally to be there and then make it through a double overtime game to be at this point in the series. Just describe what that kind of whirlwind feels like for you.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like, when all the emotions are going, when all the distractions are going, like, when all the stress is at its highest level, I always just try to think, like, what would the little kid Shea say being here today? You know what I mean? Like, I'm so blessed to be in this position, have these teammates, have these guys around me, my family around me, just to enjoy these moments. And so many people will kill to be in my shoes, and I'd be crazy not to take advantage and just be grateful for the moment.
I feel like another thing you would say is like, what would I tell Aries? What would I tell Aries? That's the question that you'd be asking yourself too, right?
Stay
devastating for your team when you talk to your team, or let's just say practice film the next day. What do you say to the team to prepare them for game 4? Because you understand what happens, for game 4, how the, San Antonio will come out. Yeah. What do you say, or what will be said in that locker room?
Yeah, we have to learn the mistakes, obviously, from the night. And that's what every game's about, whether you win or lose. Like, you got to look at the mistakes. Nobody plays a perfect game, and you got to get better from them. And if you do that, you set yourself in the right direction, first and foremost. And then, no matter what's going on, I'm going back. Guys have to be confident. Guys have to come out here like they're the best player in the world from 1 through 15 and act like it. Give ourselves a chance.
Let's give Jalen Williams some love today. I mean, he came out today and had an incredible game, 5 for 7 from the field, shot the ball extremely well today. He gives you guys a different dynamic on your team. He can stretch the floor, he played defense, he's up in the pick and roll. Was that an emphasis coming into game 3 to utilize Jalen Williams a lot more today?
Well, it's for your bigger up. America's #1 trusted paper to call.
In Providence, we root for the home team.
It was a specific emphasis, but I think with the size they have, playing so big, it just allowed us to hit more. And then he was great. He just kept this we were nothing to know. He was the first guy to do the timeline. He competes with you guys like that, especially in situations like that. And you trying to run him and ACQ on the bench and change it with fingers. But I think we don't win tonight, so that's up to those guys. Touchdown, bro.
Yeah, well, and so when y'all come into a game, you don't know whose game is about to be. It's just whoever takes the torch and runs with it.
Yeah, whatever.